is August the 13th. It is time for the keys to life. Say keys to life. Come on, somebody say keys to life. Amen, amen, amen. Number one, detesting who you were will keep you from staying who you are. Detesting who you were will keep you from staying who you are. The question you may have is, why would I want to be keeping for who I am if I detest who I was, because I'm no longer who I was? Well, here's the problem, is that most times you are not far from where you were. Now, sometimes you are, in your opinion, in your mind, far from where you are, but were. But what I want you to think about is how quickly you can revert back to who you used to be. You know who you used to be very well. You've been that person for a very long time. It does not take thought, it does not take energy, it does not take any work. Somebody can say the wrong thing, do the wrong thing, and quickly you find yourself eating emotionally or committing adultery or all the list that goes on and on and on and on. Who you were is not far from who you are. And if you think about it like that, if you focus on it like that, if you tell yourself, I can't go back, I won't go back, I have too much to do and too far to go, then you'll always be looking forward and not what? Backward. Because people, they don't make you, but they help you look what? Backward. Situations don't make you, because nothing makes you, but it helps you to look what? Backward. If you used to do certain things for money, times get tough, you might think about, but it's just a situation. You have to remember in your mind, who you were is not an option. And how do I do that? I first think about, what does God say about who I was? What does God think about my laziness? What does God think about me acting as a whole? Can I just, what does he say about me indulging in all the things that I indulged in? All the things that I somewhat don't even want to act like I am. You don't want to act like you prideful. You don't want to tell people you were prideful. You don't want to tell. What I'm trying to get you to understand, if you become vulnerable enough to see yourself for who you truly are, and you want to be different every day, you look in the mirror, you have to say, the person that did those things, I don't agree with. And I have no relationship with. I can't be that person because they are all that is negative. That is not the view that I want to give people. That is not the view that I want to see when I look in the mirror. That is not who I want to be. And so therefore I have to let that person go. Some of the things that may help you change fast is when you realize that whatever it is that you didn't like, or whatever it is that you used to do, or whatever you're doing now is killing you. And I don't mean like just killing you figuratively, but literally killing you. Some of the things that we eat, some of the things that we do, it is killing us. Some of the things the things you used to indulge in, things you used to say, it's messing up your job, it's messing up your relationship, it's messing up your success, it's messing up all the things because you're diligently in doing the wrong thing. You were diligent at it. You were consistent at it. And I here's the key. For most people that aren't consistent, let me help you out with something. You are likely very consistent with the wrong thing. So when people say, "Oh, you're not consistent," you consistent. You just consistently inconsistent, or you're consistently consistent with lying, consistently consistent with being prideful, consistently consistent with coming up with excuses, consistently consistent with asking other people to do what you don't do. You understand? But you have to decide that I have to turn the page, because God changes Well, God's change, the ability to change the way God will want you to, it comes through obedience. It doesn't come from the fact that you want it. It comes from obedience. Wanting it is difficult. Why? Because Paul said the good that I would do. Like his body wants to do that. If you don't acknowledge this, then that's fine. You wait till I get to the second point, and that's going to be the last point. But I want you to understand this. If you really acknowledge who you are and see yourself and be vulnerable to yourself, your body and your soul wants to do what it's always been doing. You want to do that. Now, you may not be proud of the fact that you want to do that. You want to say that. You want to act that way. You want to be a liar. You want to have sleep with this person or that person. You want to tell this story. You want to defend yourself. You want to be free from all the things that people would blame you to do. You blame the world. You blame situations, circumstances, other people, but it ain't you. And when someone got something to say, you was like, they should this, that, and that. Now, you do the same thing, but you're going to talk about them anyway. You understand what I'm saying? That's what you like. That's what you don't want to act like it, but that's what you do. It's never you. It's always someone else. But the truth of the matter is, when you see yourself for who you truly are, that's when you can learn to be obedient to something that you don't want to do. That's when you can change, because change that comes fast comes because you understand the value of what you're about to lose, which will take me to my second point. Learn to appraise quickly. Learn to appraise quickly. What is it to appraise? Appraise is to be able to understand and know the worth of something, to know its worth. And when you know its worth, you know how to what? Treat it. And the problem is we have so many different things in our life and we are not really understanding the value of them. Or we understand the value of the person, the job, the thing, the skill, but we do not manage it well. So what I mean by that is if you have something and it's an antique, and you know that it's very valuable, or you have a collectible and it's very valuable, and you decide, I'm going to clean it with Windex. I'm going to clean it with wood cleaner. Now, it says that you cannot use you do some studying. You're on YouTube, like, how do I, and the guy's like, only use baking powder, dry it, rub it, and leave it to the side for 15 minutes, then take another towel and wipe it off. You say, I don't think that's, it'll be all right. There's people in their head now, you may not say it, but people say, it'll be all right. He'll be all right. She'll be all right. It'll be all right. I just use this. I'll just do this. I'm still giving it care. But the problem is, if the care you're giving it, it is not respective of it, or it does not respect it, it is not beneficial to it, you are hurting it. It shows the lack of what? Respect to it. It shows the lack of love to it. It shows the lack of care to it. See, what we have to understand is you have to figure out what is good for what you have. Write that down. What is good for what you have? If you don't understand what you have, then you have not studied what you have. Therefore, you do not know how to work what you have. Therefore, you cannot get the best from what you have. You want a lot from something, but you don't know how to get it because you have not studied it. You don't know what puts a smile on its face. You don't know what makes it understand it's real, a serious time. You do not understand how to talk to your boss. You do not understand how to talk to the people. You want people to respect you, but you are fun sometimes and you're not fun. And this is not appropriate, but you do it anyway to be cool with people. And then all of a sudden you're like, well, respect me. And they're like, what? Respect you? You was just talking to me about this, that, and the other. You can't talk to everybody about everything and treat everybody about. You see, understand the value. Well, what is that? Understand the value of your job, the value of your position. Let me help you. Your position as a student, your position as a teacher means that the teacher can't be that friendly with the student. Your position as a manager means that you cannot be so friendly as a manager to the people that are under. You can be somewhat, but you cannot cross lines and then expect them to respect you. You have to understand your value and the value of what you have and who you what are. Your value as a wife cannot come to change, and the value of a husband cannot change and then, oh, treat me like this. How? You've been acting like this. So what I need you to understand is, if you want to be true, that's why we have this thing called standards. Standards, and everybody should have them. Everyone should have them. Because if you have a standard and you don't go below your standard, then you will be okay. Because anybody that doesn't reach your standard, they have to walk away. The job, they have to walk away. The rule book is a what? Standard. I try to teach my kids that they need to have what? Standards. Oh, you like this girl or you like this boy. What are your standards? Because if they don't meet your standards at the beginning level, when you like them, you will fall in love with them, and they will never have met your standards, and so they will never respect you for who you truly are, because when they met you, they didn't have to have any what? Standards. Therefore, I'd rather you meet my standards. And you understand this, as they get older, people will meet your standards just to make you think they're a certain way. So you have to be clear on your what? Standards. So in every area of your life, whether it's something that is living or non-living, it has a standard. It has a way that needs to be treated, a way that it needs to be worked, a way that it needs to be managed. And you need to what? Learn how to manage it, because if you appraise it, you understand its worth. Now, do you want what you have to be gone? Do you want what you have to either you lose the job, you lose the man, you lose the woman, you lose the skill? You can lose the skill. Your skill gets worse and worse and worse and worse. And somebody asked me to draw something. I had a skill, and then the more I talk to one of my kids, I can be like, oh, I can hone in on that skill. But it would take me some hours and hours and hours to get back to working and putting myself in position to remembering all the different things that I knew about said skill, because I stopped what? Managing it. I stopped working it. I stopped using it. And so I need for you to grasp this. Whatever it is that you do, do it well, work it well, manage it well, and give it its worth. Because if it is to one day benefit you, then you have to show it some type of respect. That's the people that say, oh, I got that. If you got that and you're so confident, you've just shown how prideful you are. Because at no point, please help me, let me help you with this, and this is the last thing. At no point should you be cocky, arrogant, or above confidence or overconfident in something that you find valuable. Doesn't matter if it's a person or it's a thing. Never be overconfident about something. You write that down. Never be overconfident about something you find valuable. You think it's safe. You think it's good. You think no. Now your confidence produces comfortability. Comfortability produces this thing where you are now lackadaisical, where it's okay, where it's you present it as something that now you let people get away with things, and you let things go left, and you let things go. It's all right as long as you don't, it's okay. And pull back your comfortability. Walk on eggshells if you need to. Put yourself in a mindset that this is necessary. They're like, why you do it like that? Because it's important to me. Everybody should know what you count to be important. They get in your car, they'll say something like, oh, I'm going to take my stuff with me. Yes, take it with you. Take it with you. Oh, I know how you is about you. Yeah, I'm glad you know. So therefore, as you were. Because, I don't want to talk about such and such. That's right. Not around me. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's not, I don't even want to say their name. I think that I appreciate that you respect the fact that you understand what I'm saying? Like that, because they know who they are to you or what it is to you. And when then they bring something to you, or they bring the situation to you, or you like, pass me that. You want me to grab it? Yeah, I want you to grab it. They're like, because you want me to pick it up. Okay. Because they understand that you have a certain respect for it. How you treat it is how they should treat it. And if they can't treat it how you treat it, they need to back away. And those are the keys to life.